Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Beat the First Man Vodcast. For those of you, this is your first time, welcome aboard. Episode 1 went down a storm, loads of nice comments, very pleased with the 28 subscribers that we got, loads of likes, and hopefully you all enjoyed it. As I said last week, it's all going to be off the cuff. There's no re-recording. I just do this one take and that's it. So there will be mistakes. There will be me looking at my notes. There will be errors, but that's part of the fun of it. I think if you're going to do it, let's do it this way. I can edit it and make it fancy, but I think this way makes it a little bit more fun. So just a couple of things from last week. There were a couple of comments made, which I thought I should reply to. Steve Dean, who was one of my first new subscribers. So hello, Steve. My name is Mark. I didn't mention that last week, so there it is. It's out there now in the public domain for those who don't know me. And Rob Petch also asked whether I was going to do this in a Ronnie Corbett style chair. Well, given the fact that I'm about the height of Ronnie Corbett, it's probably not wise for me to do it in the chair. I think that's just going to add fuel to the fire. As I said, last week we got 28 subscribers. The challenge, I think this week, let's see if we can get up to 40. So if you are watching this and you do like it, please reshare it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, email, text your friends, whatever. Let's just see if we can get the numbers up. As I said to you last week, I'm not in this to try and make any great money. I just really enjoyed it. And the buzz last week of getting new subscribers, I can't tell you, it was great. It was really good. So this week, the week of football. I don't want to be boring and mainstream and going about VAR and handball like every other vodcast and podcast out there. I might do a special on VAR separately from this. I want this to be a bit more fun, a bit more laid back. But I have got a solution to the handball problem. And I think this could be the answer to all the problems. Now, this is a normal size hand. Okay, it's a bit small because it's on a small person. But I think footballers should start wearing these. The mini hands from the board game Handemonium. Now, if every footballer wore one of these, quite simple. If the ball hits the arm and it falls off, leaving you with a normal hand like that, it's handball. If it doesn't fall off, it's not handball. Easy, problem solved, move on. As I said, I don't want to be too boring and make it all too mainstream. So one of the little features that we started last week was Little Shouty Man, as you know. Last week was socks over the knees. A few people were quite pleased with it. I do think this week's is going to divide opinion a little bit. So this week's Little Shouty Man, I think we need to take you to a Sunday afternoon or a Saturday evening. You've just settled down to watch the game on Sky. You've just run down all the team lineups. Martin Tyler's commentating. He's got little Neville or Carragher alongside him, spewing their usual nonsense. And Martin Tyler tells you that we're going to go to the ads, and when we come back, the game will get started, and it's live. Really, Martin? I know it's live. I'm sat here watching it. I'm watching the game when it's coming on. I know it's live. And one other thing, what happens if I'm watching it on delay or I've recorded it to watch it later? Then it's not live. No, then it's recorded or it's on delay. So frankly, you're telling me fibs. It's not necessarily live. So there you go. This week's Little Shouty Man, or Grumpy Old Man as it was called in certain quarters, is Martin Tyler's And It's Live. Time to go, Martin. Get rid of it. Bring something else in. Get a new strap line for your Premier League matches. Just lose and it's live. Deliberately on purpose, I might start pausing games for 10 seconds so that it's actually not live and I'm watching it on delay just for the laugh. So, Tales of the Unexpected. So last week I mentioned that the kids needed to see about the theme music and a dancing silhouette with a lady. Well, I haven't got the dancing silhouette with a lady, but I have found this. That's enough of that. Who knows, maybe one day I'll get really clever and I'll be able to add this onto it without actually sitting here holding my mobile phone and pressing play on a YouTube clip that someone else has put on, but I doubt it. So this week's Tales of the Unexpected, well, don't ever say that I don't go for my investigation for you guys just for a bit of entertainment. So today's Tales of the Unexpected comes from the Thai Premier League from last weekend, and it was a game between, now I make no apologies for going to my notes for this because frankly if I'd have sat here practicing this all day I wouldn't have got it. So it was Nakhon Ratchasima 3, Sukhothai 3. Nothing particularly unexpected about that. So, but here's where the story develops. So Sukhothai were 2-0 down and they won a penalty. And the goal was scored for Sukhothai from the penalty spot by, let's go for this, Rakatonomenjanahari. So that has 19 letters in it. So our friend Rakatonomenjanahari made it 2-1. So his 19 letters, were you a father or a mother who bought a shirt with a name on the back, that would have cost you £28.50 just for his surname on the back of your shirt. It would also probably have had to start round about the left wrist, up round the shoulders and back down to the right wrist. So I looked into our friend, let's call him Racco for sake of argument, and actually there's quite a story. So it turns out his nickname is John Baggio. So his first name is John, but it's spelt differently in Thailand. They spell it Jhon, and his middle name is Baggio. Now, my only thing I can think is, he was born in 93. So I can't even say it's the 94 World Cup where Roberto Baggio was such a star. But it was just after the 90 World Cup when he was just beginning to hit the limelight. So maybe his parents were both big Roberto Baggio fans. It's the only thing I can think. But he is the Lords of the Small Men. 5'2", Madagascar international, long live John Baggio, Rakatonomenjanahari. There we go. And I'm sure I probably said that 4 different ways, having tried to pronounce it. And another thing to my children, no, you can't have a shirt with his name on the back. So this brings us beautifully onto, and hangs his head in shame, knowledge versus guess. So last weekend we started what was known as knowledge versus guess. So I'm the one who's supposed to supply the footballing knowledge, and my wife Tracy, who is no football fan by any stretch of the imagination, she supplies the guess. We predict one game a weekend, and it's 3 points if you get the correct result, and 1 point if you get the home win or the draw. So last weekend, as you know, we went for Leeds Sheffield United, and if you watched the extra time episode, you would have seen I had it down as a draw. She predicted a Leeds win, although she did say it'd be 2-1, so she's just got the 1 point. So she leads by 1-0 at this stage. So this weekend we have chosen the clash between Manchester United and Tottenham. And notice how grown up and mature I'm being by saying Manchester United and not referring to them in the way that normally us Leeds fans refer to them. So this weekend they meet at Old Trafford. I'm going to have to go for the Manx to win, I'm afraid. I just can't see Tottenham getting any sort of result up there. I just think there's something missing for me with Tottenham. I'm not quite sure what it is. Man United have been very hit and miss, but they do seem to have found their goal scoring touch in the last 2 games, albeit the second penalty, the team were halfway up the M6 on the coach, but let's not go into that. That's for another episode. So I'm going for Man United to win 2-0. I can't see them not winning Sunday's game, to be totally honest with you. So I asked Tracy, and she deliberated over a couple of score lines, but she's also predicted a Manchester United win. She has gone for 2-1 to Manchester United. So the reality is the best I can do this weekend is get back on level terms. I think in truth, unless I can get the score bang on the money. So, but we'll see how that pans out. As I say, as long as at the end of the season I haven't lost, because that will be the ultimate embarrassment and the ultimate shame. And to be honest with you, the Vodcast may come to a complete end. So, as I said, these are always ever going to be 10, 15 minutes. They might extend a little bit as we get further into it and I get a little bit slicker and I think of new features to put in. I just wanted to get a couple of regular features banged in straight away so you get used to the sort of thing that we're looking to put on every week. Very excitedly, actually, next week, hopefully, all being well, fingers crossed, somebody has produced some opening titles for me. This is very exciting. I've seen them, they look great, and I'm looking forward to adding them onto the start of the video. For the moment, you're going to have to just make do with a fade in and a fade out. I might chuck a picture of a football on at the start. So as I said at the start, the real target for this weekend, what I'd love to see us do is get to 40 subscribers. So if you are watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, please just click subscribe. It's not like Amazon Prime. It's not like any of those other things where you have to pay money and you have a free trial. It's completely free. All you get is a notification saying that I'm talking some nonsense on the on YouTube channel again for 10 minutes or so. So please try and like it if you can and subscribe to it. I say, tell your friends. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at beatthefirstma2. You'll find me on Twitter. Any questions you've got, anything you want adding in to the podcast, just shout. I'm open for ideas. If anyone comes up with anything. One of Kian's friends, actually, my son, said that he wanted me and Kian to sing "Cast No Shadow" wearing Parkers in a tribute to Oasis. So I'll lay it out on the line here now. If you get me to 500 subscribers, I'll wear a Parker and sing Oasis, no problem whatsoever. So you crack on getting me 500 subscribers, I'll order me Parker. One other thing I didn't mention at the end of the last episode, there will be an extra time episode every weekend, and it literally will just be the result of the Knowledge V guesswork. So if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to, but it's a little bit of fun, and it just a little bit of an insight. So there you go. That's this week's Vodcast. So I think what I want to do is just round it up quite simply with Martin Tyler, John Baggio, Man United victories from both of us. So have a good weekend, and we'll see you in the extra time episode. Take care for now. Bye.